In this world, we have been left behind by the gods. After the Titans fell, the children of Olympus returned to Camp Oasis to celebrate the Festival of Pantheons, where other gods stepped forward to make their mark. Greek, Egyptian, Asian, Oceanic, and Nordic pantheons must now live together despite millennia of hostilities. Now their descendants seek to prove themselves and survive against a dangerous world of mythical beasts, monsters, and worse. Welcome to Origins of Olympus.
I've just been sitting here, this communal camp oasis area for a while now. Like a while. It's literally been probably a few days I've been in here. Just haven't gone back to my cabin. I've just been rereading this note, trying dissecting to see what Hades sent me, because obviously these words were chosen very carefully, and there's just something that could be in here, you know? Like, I'm trying to get the sword back. I did get the armor, thankfully, but Hades wouldn't give me back the sword for some reason. He wouldn't help me. So I'm not really sure what he means by a lot of this. Like, I obviously understand what the words mean, but I'm just not sure why I don't have the sword. Like, it appears I need his help in more ways than meet the eye. No, all I need is my armor and the sword. That's it, to my knowledge. And he says he's gonna break down piece by piece, and well, he does, and I understand this, but like, even though he does, you know, obviously the weapon is quite powerful, but he should be able to intervene on it, even though he says he can't. And I get that, it's tough, but there's some issues here that I see that I'm just confused on. Like, I just don't know. Like, I've been reading the words over and over again. Like, once I find the sword, Haze, it's my duty to protect it, not like anything else happen to it. Like, I get that, but like right here, this is what I've been stuck on. I've been rereading this, trying to interpret what it could mean, possibilities, theories, etc. Like, it is not a weapon for the faint of heart, nor are there many demigods worthy of such a weapon. Like, what does that mean? It's like, to my knowledge, me and Xylo have been the only two to ever have the sword of Hades, and that's always how it's been. It's just been me and him, and obviously I've wanted that sword for a while, and well, you guys know how it all went down. We had quite the brawl over it, and a lot of hard stuff happened throughout that, of course, but I just don't know, like, where the sword could be. Like, I'm trying to think, like, where I would have left it, or I lost it during the whole Titan situation. Honestly, I don't know, and that's kind of a problem that I don't know, and I understand it's a problem, and I get this is serious. Trust me, I've known this was serious from day one, but I thought Hades was going to help me once I got the treasure, sent him the prayer. Like, I thought I'd be all good, I'd have the sword back, and I could just defend it, and things would just be so much simpler. But, you know, alas, based off this response, it's clearly not as simple as I would like it to be. And, well, it seems like night is getting pretty dark, so I think I gotta head back home to my cabin at last. Unfortunately, like, I don't know what this note means or how I'm gonna actually find the sword, but I do need to find it, because, like, before it gets in the wrong hands, like, it could get into some terrible hands, and there could be way worse ramifications than if Xylo was to have it, or if I was to have it. And I just don't know if, like, we can just, you know, risk having such a powerful artifact just in the world of Olympus somewhere. Like, that's a very dangerous, precautious situation, and it just could be a catastrophe on so many levels, and I'm just not sure I'm ready for something that big. Like the Titans was already crazy enough, but the Sword of Hades just being left somewhere, like that's not ideal in the slightest as well, because who knows how big of an issue that's gonna be. Like that could be really, really, really bad, and I don't want anything bad to happen. Like we can't have another situation like that. It just not go well, so I need to get this sword back. And what is this? Someone leave me some mail outside my house. There's okay, I guess. Let's see, what does it say? Important note. An important note. Okay, well there's nothing else on the sign, so I'm gonna assume it's in. Got an important note. Okay, I keep getting a lot of notes, both from Hades and, well, I mean, I don't know who wrote this one. Like, was this from Hades? It's not. I'm not too sure, but what I do know is I have to be cautious of all these notes, just because, like, you never know who's writing them, of course. So I guess we're gonna have to take a look and see who wrote me this note, but I just don't understand. Like, we're getting a lot of notes recently, and it's sort of terrifying, especially because who knows what this one's about. Like, they said it's important. I mean, it could just be that I've been missing some of the recent camp events, and I know I haven't been there for a lot of the events going on, but they don't usually send like attendance notes, so I'm assuming this isn't from, like, you know, the counselors at Camp Oasis. But I guess we just gotta open and see.
Hello there, Brick, was it? I'll keep this letter short. I've read about a sword that you lost. Well, I read about a sword before you lost it. You see, I left my best friend in hell, so I thought taking the sword away from you could help me. Sorry. I tried to use it, but something went wrong and the sword discharged, so I just threw it away. If you ever need it, it's in camp somewhere. Yours truly, son of Hermes.
What? Wait, did I hear that correctly? Did I read this properly? The sword that I've lost was attempted to be used by a son of Hermes, and it discharged. Now it's somewhere in camp. What do you mean it's somewhere in camp? Is that what Hades meant when he mentioned that it is not a weapon for the faint of heart, nor are there many demigods worthy of such a weapon? Did this son of Hermes try to use the sword to save their friend from hell, and the sword discharged, and that's why I can't find it? It went somewhere else. He threw it away somewhere in camp. Where in camp? The son of Hermes, like, where am I gonna? Son of Hermes, that's a little too specific. I can't just go like knock on their door, because I don't know which son of Hermes it is or what I'm gonna do as far as that goes. So I definitely can't reach out to them. Like, they didn't leave me a return address or anything. So I don't know if this is good news, because I can't really ask any questions or get any answers, but we had a little bit of knowledge at least. The sword discharges, and it ended up being thrown away somewhere in camp. So does that mean, like, I'm gonna have to go look all around camp for this sword? Like, is that what I need to do? Because if it's what I need to do, like, I'll do it, but where could it possibly be? Like, I don't have like a map of camp just lying around with all the possible hiding spots for one of the most powerful artifacts from Hades. Like, where could this thing possibly be? I don't even know where it's gonna be, and if even if I do know where I think it might be, how am I gonna find it? Like, if it couldn't be super obvious, because if it was, I mean, people would have found it by now. So I don't know where the sword went, and like what potential hiding spots there are. Like, that's gonna be a big issue. I'm gonna need to find the sword before anybody else does, because if it's in camp, somebody could have already got their hands on it, and I know that it discharged with this son of Hermes, but does that mean it's going to discharge with every demigod, or was that just a coincidence and they just didn't know how to use it properly? Because if so, it could get in the wrong hands. If it gets in the wrong hands, then this is a way bigger situation than I ever could have imagined, and well, that's not something I want to deal with. So I'm going to need to start taking a look around camp and do my best to find it, because if I don't find the sword, who knows the possibilities of what could happen? Like, where could it possibly be? It could be anywhere. I don't have a map, a camp, or anything of the sort, and that's gonna make this quite a challenge, like a real big struggle, and I'm not looking forward to that at all. But I mean, I'm gonna have to either try to get a map or just look with my bare eyes and see if I can find something. I don't really know. We'll have to figure it out, but I mean, it's obviously too late now to be able to get any good looks. I mean, it's dark out and such, so I'm gonna have to at least wait a little bit before I look, and hopefully nobody finds it before then, because that would be very unfortunate.